Hello friends, welcome back. So far we have learned how do we create a project, what is debug.log method, how it is useful. As I told, instead of debug.log you can use the print method also. Most of the time we use debug.log method. Now in this tutorial we are going to discuss about variables and constants. Variables and constants, S-T-O-N. Constants. Yeah. Now let us take, you are making any application, maybe a banking application, maybe a game, or maybe a simulation, right? Then of course you people need to work with different types of data. Yeah, let us take an example of banking application. You need to keep track of, or you want to store the list of customers. Maybe you want to store their email IDs, email ID, a text. Maybe you want to store bank balance, a number, right? Different types of data with which you need to work. Let us take, you are making a game now. You need to keep track of a health of a player, health, maybe 100% is the health, 100, a number, right? Maybe you want to keep track of name of the enemy or name of the player. Name is a string. Maybe you want to keep track of weapons. You want to keep track of how many weapons are there. Or you want to keep track of a color of the enemy. Maybe the enemy color might change, right? Or you want to play the audio. You need to work with different types of data, guys. Maybe number, a string, or an audio, or an image. And those data you need to store somewhere and reuse them. To store values and reuse them, you are going to take help of variables and constants. You can use either a variable or a constant. There is a difference between variable and constant. We are going to understand that step by step. Now what is a variable? First of all, you can think like variable is a box. Inside that you can keep some object and you can replace that object with some other object. Are you guys understanding? Now you can, simple thing, variable is the named memory location whose value may change during the execution of a program. Are you guys understanding what I'm telling? The value is going to change during the execution of a program. As the name itself indicating, variable, varies, right? Now you can create a variable in a simple way. What you need to do, let us write a syntax for that. First you need to write the data type with which you want to work, data type, or what type of data you want to store in that variable. Then you should write the variable name, then at the end put a semicolon. That's it. Now what is the data type? Let us discuss about data type little bit. Data types are already predefined. They are reserved words. You can use them to create variables of that type of data. Now let us take some example. There are different types of data or data types, I can say. Int is a data type which helps you to create an integer variable. That variable can hold only whole numbers and integer numbers. There is another data type called float. Float we use when we want to store decimal numbers or fractional numbers like 2.5, 2.6, something like that, which has a decimal point involved. You can use char. Char is a data type which helps you to store a character in a variable. So let us make a variable which stores an integer variable. A variable which stores an integer value inside it. Now what we do, we write the data type, then give a space, then write the variable name. Now what I do, I give a variable name. Let us take, I want to keep track of number of bullets, total number of bullets. Let us take at present, okay, I just give a semicolon. So here we have a data type, then a space, then the variable name. then semicolon we have given. Now this is known as declaration of variable, guys. Declaration. Declaration means you are declaring a variable. You are declaring a memory. You are telling to the system that declare or create one memory location for me which can hold the data of type integer. Are you guys understanding? And its name should be number of bullets. And you can see whenever you are giving a name to a variable or a name to a method or a name to a class or a name to a namespace, you need to follow some naming conventions. Now you can see to name a method or a class or a namespace, we follow Pascal case naming convention. Now I told before also Pascal case naming convention says that if you have more than one words, or you can say every word's first character should be capital. That's it. That's a Pascal case naming convention. There should not be space between the words, right? Then here we are. Here to name a variable, we are using camel case naming convention. Now camel case naming convention says that if you have more than one words, the first words all character should be in a small or a small letters, you can say, and every other word's first character should be capital. That's it. That is a camel case naming convention. Now, whenever you name a variable, as I told, you are going to follow a camel case naming convention. The variable name should be meaningful, guys. And you should not use any keyword as a name of a variable. You cannot use int as a name of a variable, void as a name of a variable, class as a name of a variable, public as a name of a variable, using as a name of a variable. There are already predefined many keywords. Those keywords you should not use as a name of the variable. Right? The next thing is every variable, whenever you create a variable or a method or I can say identifier, it should begin with an alphabet. No other symbols except the underscore are allowed. That means except underscore, no other special characters you are not going to use, I can say. No space between the words. These are the few naming conventions you should follow. That's it. Now, let us understand here. You are declaring a variable with a name number of bullets of type integer. What system does means it creates one memory location with a name number of bullets based on the data type. You get more idea about data types step by step. Don't worry about that. At present you just remember that you have created one memory location which is going to hold an integer value with the name number of bullets. That's it. Now if I want to see what is there in the number of bullets, I can display that. I can give that number of bullets variable to the debug.log method. Now the log method is taking number of bullets. Now what happens is whatever the value inside the number of bullets is going to replace this place, I can say. Then that value will be displayed by the log method. That's it. Now let us save and check out. We get an error message. Let us read that. You can see use of unassigned local variable number of bullets. Now what is that? It is telling that you cannot use a variable which is not assigned. That's the first thing. Second thing, it is telling that it is a local variable. Now what is the meaning of local variable? Means any variable that you created in any method, they are known as local variable. That means they are actually local to that method. You guys will understand little bit later, step by step, that there are different types of variables or a scope of the variable, right? But it is not necessary at present for us. The most important thing we are discussing here is what is a variable, what is a constant. That is our target. Now variable is a named memory location to which you can assign a value. I'm going to write number of bullets equal to 100. Now you can see here, this is known as initialization. Now we have assigned a value 100 to number of bullets. Now what happens means, as we have a memory with the name number of bullets, in that memory this 100 will get placed. That means whenever you say debug.log number of bullets, this place will get replaced by the 100 and that 100 will be displayed by the log method. Now if I save and come back, you will not be having any error message because we have assigned a value to number of bullets. Can you see that? Now if I run the code, you can see that you should see here 100. Can you see that? We got 100 guys. Now let us come back. Instead of saying like this, I can even put a string here, num of bullets, double quotation plus. Now I save this. You can see that it displays a string number of bullets and it concatenates the value of number of bullets here and displays that. If I save and come back, if I run the code, you should see number of bullets 100. Can you see that? Right guys? Try to understand. This is how the code works. I put equal to also so that we can see equal to sign there. Now we have understood how to declare a variable, how to assign a value to it. Right? You can do these two steps in one step. Let me show that how do we do that. I create another variable. Let us take integer. Let us take it is number of grenades and I'm going to say 300. Now here we are doing both the operation guys. We are declaring, we are performing declaration as well as initialization. Now here what happens means, system will create one memory location with the name number of grenades and it can hold an integer value and it assigns 300 or it puts 300 in that memory location. That means you are performing both the operations. You are declaring as well as initializing. Declaring means creating a variable guys. Initializing means putting a value in that variable. Now I copy this and paste it in the next line just to show that number of grenades here I am going to show number of grenades. Now try to understand guys. System executes the statements line by line, top to down. So here we have one memory location with the number of bullets. In that memory location we have kept 100. Good. Then we have another memory location with the name number of grenades. We have put 300 inside it. And when I say number of bullets equal to number of bullets, it displays over here 100. When I say number of grenades, it displays in this place 300. Let us save and come back to Unity. And if I run the code, you should see number of bullets 100, number of grenades 300. I hope you guys are understanding how do we create a variable and proceed. Right? Good guys. Let's proceed further. Now let us take, if you want to create more than one variable, you can very easily create. How means, let us take, I want to create two variables. Let us take, I want to create two variables in one at a time. I'm going to write the data type. Then I write the name of the variable, maybe let us take num1. Num1 is the name of the variable. I want to create one more variable. You have to give a comma. Then you should write another variable name. You can see I have written num2. Now this is how you are going to declare two variables in one line. You can create more than one variables now. You can give comma and create one more variable according to your requirement. If you want, you can assign them values in the next line, maybe num1 equal to 20, then num2 equal to 30, semicolon. Right? Or you can perform something like this also. 10, let us take num1 is 10, num2 is equal to 20. That means you can declare more than one variables, or you can declare as well as initialize more than one variables in the same line. If I save and come back, you just get warnings, no errors. Right? We don't have any error message. We have a warning that the variable num1 is assigned, but its value is never used. It is just telling that you have created the num1 and num2 and you have assigned the value to them, but you are not using. That means you have two memory locations in the memory which you are not at all using. That means that's actually waste of memory. I remove that one anyhow. I hope you guys have understood how do we declare and initialize, how do we declare as well as initialize, and how do we declare more than one variables and initialize them, right? Now let's proceed further. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another variable. Let us take, I want to create over here. I will create on the same line. I create another variable called as total weapons. Total weapons is a variable, and of type integer. Now I want to calculate the total weapons. How many weapons are there at present? Very simple guys. I am going to say here total weapons is equal to, you can add two variables, something like this, number of bullets plus number of grenades. Semicolon. Here you can see what happens, you can understand now. As we know that the statements are going to get executed step by step. First, the number of bullets is created with the value 100. Another number of grenades we have 300. The total weapons is created which has no value at present, but we are calculating here. Number of bullets, here this place will get replaced by the value inside it, that is 100. The number of grenades is going to replace by the value that is present inside it, 300. 100 plus 300, 400. 400 is going to be stored in the total weapons memory location. Are you guys understanding? This is how it works guys. Then you are displaying number of bullets, that it will display 100. The number of grenades, it will display 300. And we can display total weapons also. I hit enter and here we are. I am going to say number of weapons. And here I am going to display number of, not number of, total weapons. So here instead of number of weapons, I say total weapons. That's a good thing. I just save it and let us check it out. Come back. We should not have any warnings also. Good to go. Let us run. You can see that number of bullets is 100. Number of grenades is 300. Total weapons is 400. You can, if you want, you can create more variables and understand guys step by step. Right? Now let's proceed and understand few more things. Now what I am going to do, let us take the player has thrown all grenades. All grenades he has thrown now. That means what should happen now? Number of grenades should become 0. Correct or not? So we are going to reset the number of grenades to 0 by assigning a value to it 0. Now what happens means when this line will get executed guys, 0 will be placed in the number of grenades. There will be no 300. 300 will be removed, 0 will be placed. Are you guys understanding? Now if I display the number of bullets, number of grenades, I just copy that and paste it down here. I comment these lines so that I need not to execute them. I am not executing them, right? So here we have reset the number of grenades to 0, but number of bullets is same. So number of bullets you will get 100, number of grenades you will get 0. Let us save and come back to Unity. If I run the code, you should see number of bullets 100, number of grenades 0. It is all about logical thinking, guys. Just you need to write the code in such a manner that the system performs as you wish. So you have to tell to the system in a systematic way, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to perform the operations. System won't do itself anything. Let me show that. System has no self-intelligence. Let us copy, and let me copy total weapons. I just copy this, I hit enter. Here you can see I want to display total weapons now. Can you tell me what is the value inside total weapons? Here we have number of bullets, that is 100. Number of grenades we have set to 0. That means the total weapon should be here 100, correct or not? Let us save and come back and see what we get. If I run the code, you can see that total weapons is 400. What is that? That is wrong, right? That's wrong. It should be 100. Now, as I told, the system has no self-intelligence. You should tell it what to do, every step properly. What you need to do then? You need to recalculate the total weapons. After you set the number of grenades to 0, you should recalculate the total weapons to number of bullets plus the number of grenades. Now what happens here you should understand, guys. As you have set number of grenades to 0, number of bullets is 100, the total weapons is 400, that is what we have at present. But when I execute this line, what happens? It takes the current value of number of bullets, that is 100. It takes the current value of number of grenades, that is at present 0. So 100 plus 0, it is going to be 100. That 100 will get stored in the total weapons. So total weapons is now, it is going to be overwritten by 100. If you display now, number of bullets is equal to 100, number of grenades it will display 0, total weapons it will display 100. Let us save and check out. If I run the code, you can see that number of bullets is 100, number of grenades is 0, total weapons is 100. Are you guys understanding? This is how you create variables. This is how you modify the values in the variables. Right, guys? Now, let us take, after a few minutes, let us take player has collected 100 more bullets. Let us take player has collected 100 more bullets. So what should happen now? The number of bullets should get increased to 200, right? It should become 200. Now what I have to do then? I have to tell to the system, increase the number of bullets should be equal to the current number of bullets plus 100. I should tell to the system, take the number of bullets, that is at present 100, add 100 to it. The resultant value will be 200. Put that value in the number of bullets. Now I copy these two lines. Let me copy these two lines and paste it down here. I just save it. It should display number of bullets 200, number of grenades should be 0. Right, guys? Let us save and come back and run the code. Let me stop it because I am executing the previous codes also. Let me comment these lines so that we can see the only latest outputs, only these two outputs we see. Let us save and come back, then run the code. You can see you have number of bullets 200 and number of grenades 0. That is good. If I display now total weapons, let me copy this and paste it down and see total weapons. I think you know total weapons should be 200 plus 0, 200. Let us save and come back. I think you know what mistake I am doing and you can suggest me what I need to do to get the correct result. You can see number of bullets is 200, number of grenades is 0, total weapons is 100. That is wrong, right, guys? So what I have to do? I think you know already what I need to do. What I need to do? Once I set the value, I need to recalculate again the total weapons. total weapons is equal to number of grenades plus number of bullets. Or I can say, I can write it here, number of bullets. There is no problem in writing left or right. Number of grenades. Now what happens, guys? Number of bullets at present here we have calculated, that is going to be 200. Number of grenades is 0. 200 plus 0 is 200. That will get stored in the total weapons variable. Now if you display number of bullets, it will display 200. Number of grenades, it will display 0. Total weapons, it will display 200. Let us save and come back. And if I run the code, you should see number of bullets 200, number of grenades 0, total weapons 200. Are you guys understanding? This is how it works, guys. Now if you want, you can display everything. There is no problem. But you should remember that the code executes from top to down, step by step, and whatever you are telling, only that thing it does, no extra things. So you should remember that if you want, you can trace yourself step by step how it works. As I told, take a paper and pen, start executing that yourself on a paper and pen, and see what you get here, what you get here, what you get here, then what happens here, then what you get, what you get, what you get, then what happens here, then what you get, what you get, what you get. You just see that. It's very simple, right? Let me explain a little faster. Here we are. We have a number of bullets variable with the value 300. We have created a number of grenades with the value 300. Total weapons is 0. Here we are calculating number of bullets plus number of grenades. 100 plus 300, it is going to make this one 400. When I display, number of bullets will be here 100. It will display 100 on the screen. Number of grenades, it will display 300. Total weapons, it will display 400. Good. Then we set number of grenades to 0. When I say number of grenades to 0, current number of bullets is 100. 100 plus 0 is 100. That will be the total weapons. So when I say number of bullets, it will display 100. Number of grenades, it will display 0. Total weapons, it will display 100. Right? Then here we are recalculating to number of bullets. Number of bullets is 100. 100 plus 100 is 200. So number of bullets, we are going to have 200. And I calculate total weapons. Number of bullets is 200. Number of grenades is 0. 200 plus 0 is 200. That is going to be 200. So number of bullets, when I display, it will display here 200. Here it will display number of grenades 0. Total weapons, it will display 200. Let us save, and just for checking purpose, I just run the code. You can see that 100, 300, 400, perfect. Then we have made number of bullets is same. Then we have changed number of grenades to 0. When I calculate total weapons, we have 100. Then you can see that we have increased the number of bullets to 200. Number of grenades is 0 only. Total weapons is 200. Perfect. This is how the code works, guys. I hope you guys have understood how do you create a variable, how do you assign a value to it, how do you modify the variables. You people will learn step by step a lot of things. Don't worry about that. So now we have got an idea that variables are named memory locations whose value may change during the execution of a program. Let's proceed. There is another type, as I told, which is going to be constants. Now what are constants? Constants are also named memory locations, but their value will never change during the execution of a program. That means once you assign a value to a constant, it will never change. Think like it's a block. You can just reuse it. You cannot change the value inside it. Let us see. What I do, I create an integer variable. Let us take screen screen underscore width. Here we are. And this is the variable declaration, right? This is how you create a variable. But if you want to create a constant, you have to write const keyword just before the data type, guys. Now what happens now? It creates a memory location with the name screen width, but it makes it a constant. And once you assign a value to this constant, it will never change. Now one thing I need to tell you that you must and should initialize when you declare a constant. This is a declaration. Only declaration is not allowed. If I save and come back, you should get an error message that a const field requires a value to be provided. Error is there. You cannot proceed. Right? You have to remove this error. That means you have to put a value inside that. What I do now, I say here 800. Right? I save it. Now if I come back, you will not be having any error message. Right? Only warning you have that you are not using the screen width variable. So I can use it. I can say debug.log. I can say screen width. I can display it. I just save it and come back. You should not have this warning also. And if I run the code, you should get here 800. That is there in the constant variable. Constant, right? Now, if I try to change the screen width, the value in the constant to some other value, let us take 600. I just save it and I come back, you should get an error message that the left hand side of an assignment must be a variable, guys. It is telling that left hand side of the equal to sign must and should be a variable. You have a constant. You cannot change the value of the constant. It is telling that I cannot do it. So you remember that you cannot change the value of the constant. This is how you create a constant. If you want, you can create more constant by using comma. Let us take screen underscore height, height, height is equal to, let us take 600, and you can display that also. You can copy and paste it and display here screen height. Right? Now you can see that I am following a naming convention that the name of the constant should be, every letter should be capital. If you have more than one words, separate them by using the underscore. Are you guys understanding? That is how you create a constant. Now, when you create variables, when you create constants. Now remember that whenever you want to store some value, you are going to use a variable and a constant. Now, when you use a variable, if you want to make modification, that means you think that the value in that variable is going to change in future, you are going to create a variable. Now, whenever you think that the value in a constant or something is never change, right? Then you are going to create a constant. Like screen width and screen height of a game are not going to change, right? So I have created these two as constants. That's it, guys. I hope you guys are understanding when you create a variable, when you create a constant. How do you create a variable? How do you create a constant? How do you assign a value to a variable? How do you assign a value to a constant? And one thing you remember that whenever you create a constant, you must and should initialize a value. And whereas when you create a variable, you cannot use it until and unless you initialize a value, right? And variables are going to change. Their values are going to change, right? I hope you guys have understood in this tutorial what is the meaning of variable and constant. And when do you use, most important thing is when do you use variable, when do you use constant. That is very, very important, guys. I think for this tutorial, this much is enough, guys. You can try yourself, like try to make an addition of two numbers program, write some program for adding two numbers and displaying the sum of that, or subtraction, multiplication, or try finding a area of a circle or an area of a rectangle. Just create some variables required to solve that problem. Just try yourself if you can able to. But anyhow, step by step you people will learn everything. You get a good programming skill. So keep learning, keep coding. See you in the next tutorial, guys. Thank you very much.